To say ready for action, Shahan, would be an understatement at this point. The red carpet slowly beginning to fill up. As you can see behind me, you'll see some of the police officers who are standing guard here, making sure that when those members of parliament and the various guests begin to arrive, this precinct is as safe as possible. To my left, interviews going on with the various political leaders. You see the DA's interim leader there, John, and also doing his bit of the media rounds ahead of that big sitting at 7 o'clock. President Cyril Ramaphosa due to deliver the State of the Nation address. I want to walk you further down. You see much more going on there. The Land Minister, Thoko Didiza, in an interview with one of the TV channels, I believe she is also joined by one of the international guests here at the State of the Nation address. But I also want to give you another view, because here to my right, these are the steps of Parliament. You see more of the red carpet. This is where the President and the likes of the country's judges, the judiciary, will enter shortly before 7 o'clock tonight. And we're going to bring you much of that picture throughout the day here with myself on the red carpet for ENCA. But let's walk further up now. You'll see in the distance a bust of former President Nelson Mandela. Crucial, of course, this picture, because at the beginning of this week, right here in Cape Town, we marked 30 years since Nelson Mandela was released from the Victor Verster prison. And a lot of the memories and the vision that the likes of Nelson Mandela and others who fought for this country's freedom being encapsulated, many people hoping for a revival of some sort as the country battles unemployment, high levels of crime, femicide, we know, has also been in the news of late. Right here in the Western Cape, we saw the brutal murder of Uyinene Mrwetyana at that post office in the Western Cape. Let's talk more about this. I'm joined by political analyst Asanda Mwasheng. Asanda, I was talking while we were walking to you about the anniversary of Nelson Mandela's release from Victor Verster prison 30 years ago. A lot of people sort of yearning for the hope that South Africa had in 1990. As Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, prepares to speak today, how hopeful is the South African population?
Well, I think unfortunately we are not hopeful at the moment, but I think that the one thing that we can say about South Africans is that we're a very resilient nation. We've been through so much, and we've experienced like high highs and such low lows that we are somehow able to sort of weather the low lows like what we're currently experiencing, but we do find ways to sort of recover. The thing about it, though, is that the job of President Cyril Ramaphosa today is to try and bring back some of that hope. And I'm not quite sure how he's going to do that, considering, you know, everything that you've said about the high unemployment, about the high inequality, about the fact that we don't have water, we don't have, you know, electricity. And so it's more really about giving the nation a sense of somebody who is aware and not shocked, as he constantly says, who's quite aware of like what is the state of the nation, what is happening, and also is able to chart a path for us and say, these are the things that we plan to do to right the course of this nation, because we've literally gone off the rails, and he needs to show us and he needs to tell us how he's going to put us back on track and what kind of team he's going to use to put us back on track, because we know that the current team that he has is not necessarily up to the task that's required, because they've shown, you know, that they haven't been able to deliver half of the things that he said he would have delivered by now. And so not only does he need to give us like a new plan of action, he needs to give us a new sense of hope and a new sense of renewed thinking. And that's one way he can do that is by telling us if he's going to shift some people around or if he's going to change a team, because the current team that he has, there are some good people, but there are some people who don't seem to be quite up to task, or who don't seem to be 100% knowledgeable or aware of the huge amount of pressure or the huge amount of responsibility that lies on their shoulders. And you have people who have the potential to do some really amazing things, but for various reasons they are unable to deliver or even inspire, for that matter, because sometimes the South Africans, we can sort of coast along for a year or two on hope and inspiration, as we've done with Cyril Ramaphosa. And I think we're now at the tail end of you know, his ability to ride that crest, and it's all going to rely on how he can give us a blueprint, a map. We want facts and figures. We want to know the whens and the hows and the whys, and we want action, and we want to see it like tomorrow, not even like in a 5 years period. Yeah.
Asanda Ngwasheng, they're talking about the need for not just hope but actionable presentations when the President speaks tonight. You'll hear much more of Asanda throughout the afternoon and into the evening here on ENCA. She's part of our team of analysts joining us as we bring you the state of the